Ever heard of a wombat? I'm sure you probably have. Maybe you haven't, actually. Now that I think about it, you might never have. If you haven't, that's what they look like. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. So stay tuned for interesting facts. Or, better said, strange facts about the wombat. We got what they look like right there. I'm going to try to stay out of the way of the thing there. Let's see. They're native to Australia. They're the second largest marsupial in Australia, second to the kangaroo, which I'm sure we all know about. They get up to like 80 pounds, which is pretty big. It's a big dog. Basically a big dog. They look like, if you can see, they look like small little bears. They don't act like small little bears, but they kind of look like it because they have the short brown hair that a bear would have. Although a bear has longer hair, but we're not going to get into specifics. We're not going to split hairs about their hair. But they look pretty similar in the whole grand scheme of things. They are burrowers. They're natural burrowers. Which means, like, a lion just kind of lays beneath a tree and hunts and stuff. A bird is up in a tree, but these guys, they're digging their little tunnels all around. They dig some pretty big tunnels, some pretty extensive tunnels, but I guess they only use like 2 to 3 main tunnels, which is probably all you need. They are very territorial. They don't look super threatening, but I've never met one in person. But I found that if you find one and you go up and try to talk to it, try to go near the burrow, they're very territorial, like I said, and they will try to attack you and hunt you and kill you if you try to go near their little burrows, because it's their burrows. And if some random person just came into your house, you'd probably be a little offended and a little aggravated too. So you can share some feelings with the wombat. They are herbivores, which means they are plant eaters. They have more flat-ish teeth for grinding up the plants and leafy materials of the foliage. Speaking of the whole teeth thing, okay, their teeth are kind of like a rodent. Their teeth are constantly growing, so they're just kind of got to keep digging and chewing and eating all that dirt and eating all this foliage, or else their teeth will just grow so big they can't even do anything, which would be a terrible way to go, really. They may look small, they may look pudgy, but the next fact is they can get up to like 25 miles an hour when they're running, when they're threatened. Normally, they're not very fast, they're just kind of waddling along. But if you scare that little bear, that little baby bear thing, they're gonna get going. For contrast, the fastest human can run like 28 miles an hour. So that's pretty fast. So it can definitely outrun you, probably, unless you're the fastest person in the entire world, which, I mean, they can't. But for the average person, it can. So just don't get in a foot race with a wombat. They have because they're marsupials, they have a shorter pregnancy. It's like 20 to 30 days, which is like a month. So they can just be popping these babies out like crazy. However, because it is so short, that means when they give birth, it's like a premature kind of gross alien thing. Maybe we'll get a picture somewhere over here of what that baby wombat would look like. It's disgusting and it looks horrifying. So what it does is it'll give birth and then it'll just go right into the little pouch that the wombat has, because it's a marsupial. It'll go right into that pouch, and then that's where it'll complete the growing process. Because there are like little like nipples in there to like get nutrients. So that's where it will complete the growing process that it was supposed to do in the womb. One of the interesting things I found is in the wild, the wombat gets up to like 5 years living, but the oldest wombat is in captivity, and it's like 30 years old. So they live so much longer in captivity. They're obviously much safer, but that was interesting. They have, like I was talking about the pouch earlier, about 35 seconds ago or something. They have the pouch, and like a kangaroo has like the little pouch, like a kind of like a sweatshirt pouch kind of thing. The marsupial has, instead of like the opening of the pouch being facing the face, kind of like a kangaroo, it's actually facing backwards. So the pouch is facing like the butt. which is good because wombats spend so much time digging that if the pouch was facing frontwards, it would just constantly get filled with dirt, and the baby would probably die from like a concussion from some random flying rock that came into the pouch. So a backwards facing pouch makes so much more sense. And the next one is they because they do spend so much time burrowing, their butt is often in the air, very visible. So they actually evolved with a kind of like a thicker butt. They have thick, hard skin on their butt. So when you come up and try to smack it, it's not gonna feel. It's probably gonna get really angry and try to chase you and probably outchase you and kill you. But so yeah, it's just more defense kind of thing. They have a lot of thick skin on their rumps. The next one is, this is a lot of people's favorite fact I found about the wombat is they have squarish poop, which maybe we can get a picture up. But they have squarish poop, which is believed that it's square so it doesn't roll away, because poop is one of the ways they use to mark their territory. So if it was circular, it would just roll away and their territory would get changed and constantly changing. But if it's square, which it is, it wouldn't roll away. So that's what people are thinking, why it's square. It seems weird to me, but you know, whatever. And the last one I got is these things, which second largest marsupial in Australia, like I said, but still not huge. Probably the size of like a smallish dog. But there used to be huge ones, just like giant wombats, back in like caveman time, and it was believed that they were just hunted to extinction back then, because they're obviously not around now. Thank God, because that's terrifying. But so there used to be huge, just giant wombats, just running across, digging huge tunnels. Sounds like some weird sci-fi thing to me. That's wombats for you. Pretty exciting little bear digging things with their backward facing pouch and their thick butt. But that's wombats summed up for you. They're kind of cool. They're kind of cool, I guess. I don't know, aggressive, so not a good pet in the grand scheme of things, but kind of cool. So I hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, and subscribe for another one next week. And stay toasty.